Gentlemen, welcome! I'm happy that you are here because today I have a very special video for you. Now they say that 70% of our communication is not verbal communication but body language. I'm going to give you 5 essential tips which you need to improve your body language and always make sure that you look very confident, on point and the best guy in the room. Before we hop into it, if you don't know me, my name is Patrick and this is my channel. On my channel, I help make from boys men and from men gentlemen. So if you want to join me in this effort, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell icon so you make sure that all the videos that I make come directly towards you. And let's start this journey together. Let's become gentlemen. Think about when you're having a conversation, probably 50% of the time you are silent, but still you're showing signals to the person that you're listening to them, that you're interested in them, that your attention and your focus is on the conversation and is on the person. And we don't always do this by making sounds. No, we also do it by nodding, by smiling, and even eye contact, of course. Now, first off, of course, in body language, the first impression. The first impression is always very, very important. It's like literally the first 10 seconds, sometimes even the first 4 minutes, where a person decides if they like you, if they don't like you, if they can vibe with you, if they like your argument, if they're gonna listen to you, and if they're even giving you a little bit of their time. So it's always important to make a very good first impression. Now, how do you do that? Now, of course, we're all gonna dress properly because I hope you learned that the clothes that you have on send a signal. Even though you don't mean sending a signal, they still send a signal. So if you are in your very comfortable baggy clothes, being comfortable as hell, the person looking towards you is not feeling the comfort vibe. No, he's probably feeling the sloppy vibe, giving you a bad first impression. So always make sure that your clothing is on point. You have a nice smile on your face. You make eye contact with the person. And of course, you have a good handshake. Not too firm, not too tight. Of course, also the way you walk with a purpose. You know where you're going and you know where you need to go. So now we have the first impression out of the way. Now it's time to hop on to the second tip, and that's of course eye contact. Eye contact is very important. It can show extreme confidence. It can show that you're interested. It can show that you pay attention. So always make sure that you make the right amount of eye contact. You don't need to make constant eye contact because that will make you look a little bit like a psychopath. But do make eye contact. Try to keep it around 80% of the time that you look somebody directly in their eyes. Preferably you always need to keep looking at the eyes because the eyes give lots of emotions, lots of senses of what the conversation is going, what the person is feeling, where you can react on. So eye contact is always very essential, of course, in body language. And try to keep it natural, try to act natural. Look away sometimes, maybe even when you are talking or when you start talking, you can look away a little bit or try to look at your hands when you're explaining something, but just for a short second and immediately go back to the eyes again. And let's move on to tip number 3. And tip number 3 is interesting, it's about the hands. You can talk with your hands several ways. Some people have a preference to talk with their hands down, or some people have a preference to talk with their hands up. But do pay attention, whichever way you choose to talk with your hands gives off a certain signal. Finger pointing is very obvious. It's a very authoritarian, very powerful style, which pretty much shows you, I want you to do that. It's very directive. Same goes for talking with your hands down. When you point downward or you talk downward with your hands, it shows a bit of an authoritarian, a bit of a power feeling. Now when you're saying something with power and you want to get people to really understand that point, you might be able to use it sometimes. But be careful, it can come off very douchey, very quickly and give people a bad vibe about you. The method that I prefer most, of course, is talking with your hands up. This is a much more friendlier approach, a much more open approach, a much more I'm giving you the information and you can decide what you can do with the information. So the hands up method is perfect when you want to explain something or when you try to get people along with your idea, but sometimes they just need to do what you are saying. And then the hands downwards method comes in. So you can play a little bit around with that. Within your speeches, within your sentences, you can change your hands posture in the way that you're speaking. Now, if you get good at this will work amazingly because your words will have much more power when you use your hands properly. Now, the fourth essential body language tip is that you always want to space out. You always want to show you have an open posture, have an open body language, so people can interact with you. People see confidence. People see that you own the space, you own the room, so you feel comfortable and you feel confident. Closed body language might show fear, might show a little bit of disinterest, might show a little bit of disagreement, and so it's not always a great idea to start up with closed body posture. Open body posture is really much more engaging, shows people that you're interested in them and that you are confident and that you're owning the space. So you must be a confident person. Now try this when you're sitting down on a chair. You can easily space out, put your legs a little bit apart and one of your arms onto the chair next to you. Of course, only if they are empty and not if somebody is sitting in them. Don't use 2 chairs, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but 1 chair, arm around the chair next to you, perfect. Also, when you're giving a presentation, walk around a little bit, move around, make use of the space that you have. Don't be stationary, don't stand still, and keep moving. Really owning the space and opening up your body is essential to show confidence so that you're comfortable and give off a vibe that you are the person that knows what they're talking about. Now, number 5 of essential body language tips, which I think every man should have in their toolbox, is paying attention to what's happening around them. Now, what do I mean? Obviously, you're into the conversation, even if you're in a group or whatever, you are focused on the person that is speaking and you're listening to that, but do not lose sight of what's happening around you. Something happens around you and you are the one that can comment on it in a smart way or in a helpful way, then you will quickly be shown as the leader, which is ideal in group situations. Like for example, if you're in a group situation and everybody's talking and having fun and you see that a new person is trying to join into the group, you saw that because you paid attention. So you can comment about that and you can say, hi, hello, welcome. And you can introduce them into the group. You can pull them into the conversation, immediately showing quickly that you are the leader and you are the leader of the pack, trying to get new people in, and people will respect you for that. Paying attention will always happen a lot because you will always have something interesting to say. Also, when the conversation falls flat, you have an insight of something that happened around where you can comment on and keep the conversation flowing naturally. Now, one more last trick when you're in a group is always finish your sentence. When you're in a group dynamic, of course you're gonna get interrupted. But as long as you finish your sentences, and I'm not saying finish your story because interruption is a natural part of a group dynamic, so don't finish your stories and expect people to listen, but do finish your sentence. Finishing your sentence is always very important. It demotivates people from interrupting you, which is great, and it also shows that you think that it's valuable what you're saying. If you immediately shut up, it kind of shows defeat and that you also thought that, well, what I was saying wasn't that interesting, so please continue the conversation and talk over me. Obviously, you do not want that. So always when you get interrupted, finish your sentence and then continue listening to the person who interrupted you if they keep interrupting you. Sometimes they even try to interrupt, but when you keep talking and you finish your sentence, they will stop their talking, which is even more perfect. Okay, guys. These are my 5 essential body languages tips, which I think every gentleman should know and every gentleman should use in their toolbox. So I hope this video helped you. And if this video helped you, please try out the tips in person and let me know in the comments how it went. Also, if you have any other tips or tricks, I would love to hear them in the comments. Now I hope that I helped you, of course, and that you liked this video. So if you did like this video and I helped you, please leave a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Also hit the bell icon so that you're sure that all my videos come directly towards you. And of course, as always, I hope to see you at the next video. Laters.